One Piece is one of the best anime of all time, and it needs no introduction. If you've watched anime before, it doesn't matter who you are, what you watch, you might have heard of One Piece, and how long it is.
Oh my god. Oh no.
But that's neither here nor there, because after 2 years, I finally picked up One Piece again after stopping on 1100 because that was just the peak of all peaks. Then we watched Egghead, and that was the peak of all peaks. So this video will contain spoilers for all of Egghead if you haven't seen the anime. So this is your warning right here, because we're about to get right into it. The premise of Egghead is, basically, the world government is out to kill Dr. Vegapunk, their genius mad scientist, as they surmise that he went to Ohara after the Buster Call to seek knowledge about the 100-year void that they were researching and possibly attaining that knowledge, which is why that nigga got turned into grits. But there's also another plot. Amongst the different Vegapunks, there's a traitor amongst them that is sabotaging the leader, Stella, the Seraphim, Egghead's defense system, and also the Straw Hats, and they must be stopped. Spoiler alert, I'm pretty sure you've seen all of Egghead, but York is the traitor. But it's so crazy how in this arc, off rip, the Straw Hats are faced with one of their hardest opponents so far with facing the Seraphim. They are literally called the strongest form of humanity. So think of a Lunarian, going back to Wano and King, that is also a warlord, that has their powers, that also has the power to shoot lasers, and also has multiple devil fruits, and all of the Straw Hats had to fight them. Like, what the fuck is Usopp gonna do against that, bro? He gonna do one of his Mario shooting star piranha plant shits, bro? I mean, that might do a little something, but guess what? That's not even the worst of their battles. We gonna talk about that though. But first, let's talk about this animation and art style, because it was just mind-blowing. Multiple times throughout watching Egghead, I said to myself, what the fuck? Is this the amazing world of Gumball? Is it Mind Game? With how visually stunning it was. Specifically episode 1109 maybe even talk about this in the first place, but it's just all evident throughout the entire arc. Like, Gear 5 Luffy is doing something extremely special as far as animation and art direction goes, in my opinion. Because y'all know how like the Spider-Verse movies are animated, right? Obviously I'm not saying that it's doing that, but I feel like what Gear 5 and Oda and the animators are doing is just so special and like underappreciated, because nowadays people just look for amazing, cool, over-the-top, flashy animation, bright colors, and all of that shit. But One Piece has that, in addition to having multiple other different art styles and animation techniques that fit so well with the environment and the type of anime that One Piece is, with all of the goofy characters, all of the silly moments. It just fits so well with this whole Looney Tunes, Toon Force type of atmosphere that Luffy presents. Other characters are introduced to because of him, and just other characters and villains and people in this show across the entire arc. And it's just done so well, bro. Like I literally was at a loss for words so many different times just watching it. And also, it seemed like Oda himself was showing the viewers how unlimited his artistic capabilities are, and how unlimited his creativity is as a mangaka as well. It genuinely made me think about Neon Genesis Evangelion, I believe episode 25 with Shinji's freedom scene, and just like how uncanny and how powerful it was at the same time. I feel like what Oda was doing is basically saying that he's not defined by like an art style, throwing people off or, you know, turning people away from the show. It really just felt like a big middle finger to all of that, just being like, animation doesn't matter, the story is what matters, the characters are what matter. And throughout Egghead, that is just so evident, and I love it so much. Now let's get into some of the fights.
Ready.
Shanks versus Kid. Throat, hurt. Heart, hurt. Animation, action, 10 out of 10, bro. It's also crazy to think that Kid might have been the closest to finding Laugh Tale, I believe, because according to the episode that they fought, I believe a member of the Kid Pirates said that Kid had 3 poneglyphs and he needed the one from Shanks. I have to confirm that, but it really is crazy to think about that. Also, Brogy and Dory eviscerating their ship was f***ing nuts, bro. Garp versus Kuzan. Passionate, icy, fiery, peak cinema. Also, the backstory and the history between Garp and Kuzan made it even more emotional. I actually even forgot, or I didn't even know that Garp was the mentor of Kuzan. Kobe's will, impact, and his actions on Beehive. I'll kid you not, I was literally in tears. I don't give a fuck. Y'all need to understand this, right? It literally all started with Kobe, Luffy, Alvida, and I think Helmeppo. Or Helmeppo may have came after, but still, it just started with them, bro. Those flashbacks, that his mindset then compared to now, like the growth in him as a pupil, a student still learning the game. It was just so moving, so touching. Now let's go to some of the fights on Egghead. Luffy versus Kizaru. Amazing, bro. It was such a cool callback and parallel to Saobody Archipelago compared to now, when Luffy was literally almost powerless against him, Kuma, Sentomaru, and a lot of the other characters that came. And it's cool how he goes all out from the start when he fought Kizaru for the first time. When he went Gear 5, bro, I said to myself, what the f even was that, bro? Like I said earlier on in this video, the creativity of Oda and the animators and their imagination is just limitless. And it's just so cool to see over the course of like thousands of episodes of One Piece that Luffy still is the same guy, just with a different purpose and a different mindset. And Oda as well has done such a good job at just portraying that throughout the entire show, that Luffy is still the same funny, silly guy. Even at his highest high, like he can just laugh and just make you feel like, oh, everything's gonna be fine because Luffy's laughing, Luffy's smiling, so I should be too. It's just such a cool thing. Luffy versus Saint Saturn, peak. Kuma versus Saint Saturn with a punch,
put the hockey on,
peak. Luffy versus the 5 elders, fucking peak, bro. Brogy and Dory pulling up versus the 5 elders, also cinema. Foreshadowing, we'll see. Also, the Straw Hats fighting off and fending off Saint Saturn was cool to see. Now let's get into Kuma's backstory, cause Jesus, if you need a refresher, basically Saint Saturn the Elder forced Vegapunk to modify Kuma's body because he was the sole survivor of the Buccaneer clan with Buccaneer blood, enslaved as a child, witnessing his father's murder right before his eyes. To sum it all up, bro, like just to save a lot of time, think about like a TV-MA rated Guts, bro, with Guts being rated R, because obviously Kuma's backstory isn't as sad as Guts, but it's up there for sure. There also seemed to be a Kuma parallel to Jesus Christ in the way that he worked miracles on those in the Sorbet Kingdom, taking away any pain and ailments with his devil fruit power, and also inspiring hope in them and his daughter Bonnie. Also, I'm not sure if that's the exact reason that he carries a Bible, but if it's not, please don't spoil me, okay? Also, I don't mean to be blasphemous in any way with that comment as well, but I really feel like it's actually poetic, biblical, and extremely moving how he himself could repel the pain and suffering of others, but he could never take away the eternal pain and suffering that he carried deep down within his soul. Kuma is a true man with a true heart of gold, the gentle giant, and he's one of my favorite characters in all of One Piece. But from episodes 1129 to 1136, just the sequencing, from the music to the story direction, to the art direction, to the animation, was literally some of the best that I've ever seen from an anime in years. I'm not even trying to glaze because One Piece is my top 1 anime of all time. It was genuinely breathtaking. And even to think that in 2026, like the second latest arc that One Piece has one of the highest rated episodes of all time, and has one of the best sequences in anime, just from everything that it's trying to portray, from Kuma's backstory to the emotions to the music. Everything was just spot on and peak. To say that One Piece is still peaking in popularity years after is just a testament to how great it is and how great it will be. But Kuma's story is one of how a kind soul gets corrupted by a cruel, unloving world. But through it all, he still carried on with a smile, and with the power of the indomitable human spirit. His legacy as a character, person, father, member of the Revolutionary Army, and everything else is immortalized in time. "1100 used to be my favorite episode of One Piece, like of all time. It's now 1136. Songs shazammed, tears flowing, chills, literal perfection." Now let's talk about Vegapunk's death. I said, damn, bro, they really did my Albert Einstein like that. Like, damn, the tongue out and everything, the apple on his head. But even before and in death, he was on some Nikado avocado type shit, bro. 2 steps ahead. He had a pre-recorded message about the truth of the world made for whenever his heart stopped and he died. So let's talk about the secrets that he unveiled. The first secret was the world will sink into the sea. An earthquake that is highly likely to be man-made will cause sea level meters to rise by 1 meter, and then after that they will rise continuously. The second secret was he was studying the poneglyphs to find out about Joy Boy, and he found out that Joy Boy was the first pirate, and the 20 kingdoms fought against the One Kingdom with extreme advanced technology. Furthermore, the 100-year void ended with Joy Boy's defeat, and after the war, the islands left now are the remains of what once was 1,000 years ago. And so the old island from before is underwater, and the level of the sea rose over 200 meters after. But we also come to find out that it was the ancient weapons that caused the sea to rise, and they can still be activated again to sink the world again. History repeats again. But to conclude it, the Straw Hats and all of their allies defeat the 5 elders. Well, they don't defeat them, they make them retreat, because Emmett, the big ass robot, had some hockey stored up from Joy Boy as a last ditch trump card in order to fend off any evil in Emmett's way. This allows the Straw Hats to escape, and also allows Bonnie to beat the fuck out of Saint Saturn's bitch ass. She turned him into King Neptune, or Queen, Prince, but it was just so satisfying to see. Also, Bonnie's reveal, I still need some explanation as to how she did that. I don't know how, but oh my gosh. My sister was outside taking my dogs outside to pee and poop. She said she heard me outside screaming.
Uh-oh. I know you lying to me. I know you lying to me. I know you lying to me. I know you. I know you. What? What?
But all in all, they completed their mission more or less, did what they had to do, and now they're on their way to Elbaf. One Piece is one of the greatest anime of all time, especially after watching Egghead, because it seemed like Egghead is literally just the magnum opus of One Piece, and after watching and experiencing it, I don't know how Oda can go from there to top it off. Like, it literally felt like a movie all throughout. The only thing I have left are a few questions which were answered. I'll pop them up on the screen, and this is for y'all to talk about and educate me on, because I didn't just want to look it up. But also, just let me know your thoughts about Egghead down below. How did you feel about some of the things that I said? But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe today to become a senpai or a senpaiette, the best, most beautiful, inclusive community on YouTube. I'm gonna go. Y'all stay safe, get that blood flowing, get that heart pumping, and follow your dreams today. I love y'all, take care of yourselves, goodbye, and peace.